Okay, three, two, one, and go.
All right, we are off to the races, folks. This is match 3 of 3. If you're just joining us, welcome on in. This is the Minecraft Dungeons Speedrun Invitational, and you're looking at Yom, the previous world record holder, currently number 2 in the world in this category, which is, of course, any percent, no levels early, and everything to play for still in match 3. Foot Cream, thank you so much for joining me once again on co-commentary. How do you feel the strategy is going to diverge between these two runners now, because we've seen Birdi go for vendor and not vendor. Yom pretty much sticking to his guns here. What do you expect out of this final match?
I think Birdie is going to go non-vendor again because it's always worked out for him. Every single time someone's went non-vendor in this tournament, they've won, but they shouldn't win. It's just 45 seconds and the loot doesn't matter that much, but he did a weird skip that time. But it really shouldn't come down to it. But yeah, Birdie is going to do non-vendor strats again, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we've seen it work out for him in the past, and as he said, last run he did get some pretty decent armor, so it's kind of a surprise that he went with the vendor last time. We are at 1-1. Mifa is joining us in the chat, and we have a deciding match here between Yom and Birdie. Yom taking the last round by, I think, about 40 seconds time difference in the end, but both runners got pretty good luck on gear, so we'll see how this last match goes.
Yeah, I think he entered at 101, looks like. Birdie's going to be a little bit like around 8 to 10 seconds behind because he fell off the cliff, but it shouldn't matter at all if he's not getting vendor strats. Ooh, left on left. That's a seed we do not like to see.
Yeah, that's a bit of a slow one. And it's funny how different the geometry of Creeper Woods can make the times in these runs, but there are definitely some much faster paths through this level that the runners are not really getting this time around.
Yeah. C doesn't matter too much in this in these tournaments because they have the exact same one. We did one beforehand where it was just all random and runners could lose like 40 or 50 seconds just on level 1 just by being unlucky in what you got. So this is like the most fair way we could do it.
People in the chat are asking who the favorite is to win, and we should mention that Yom came into this tournament as the number 1 seed, being the former world record holder, and obviously since then his record has been beaten by IMEC, but you'll find IMEC playing a little bit later against my co-commentator Foot Cream. Yom remains the number 1 seed in this tournament.
Yeah, we had a couple of shakeups in the tournament. We had I think as we were seeding, Mifa like got a better time, and then as we know, IMEC broke the world record in this category. So a lot of things have changed, but we're still keeping the seeds the exact same.
If you're not really into dungeon speedrunning, this is definitely the place to start. You're looking at some of the top runners competing against each other, and a lot of the time you'll find, in practice, speedrunning is often a game of resetting until you get the stuff that you want, but this time around runners are going to have to think on the fly and just kind of use whatever gear they have, so it can ultimately be a better showcase of the kind of luck that you can see throughout a run.
Yeah, all the Minecraft games always have a good bit of randomness in it. It's just resetting a lot. Just like in Java, you reset for villages and Ender Dragon and Nether spawns. This one's just, instead of that, you reset for like boots and items and stuff like that.
Which Yom is probably wishing he could do right now, because he picked up a hunter's armor from the pig that does not seem to have the enchantments he wants on it. You saw a little shake of his head there when he realized he wasn't going to get what he wanted. Picking up a shadow brew, so all of those illagers leave him alone, so he's not going for enchantment points at this point. He just wants to exit Creeper Woods and see if he gets the boots.
Yeah, again, Birdie will be leaving level 1 a little bit faster than Yom because he didn't do the vendor strat, losing 45 seconds. If Birdie gets Tasty Bone out of this, he will be in a lot of trouble compared to Yom, which he can just keep buying items over and over again to see if he gets a boot.
And we'll see what Birdie's about to get from that chest. It's a Tasty Bone. So his worst fears now realized. He's going to have a pretty slow run through Cacti Canyon.
Yeah, this is the worst thing that Birdie could hope for right now. It's exactly what you don't want to see. It's a 1 in 3 chance to get Tasty Bone, and that's just the worst item to get.
And we'll see what Yom gets as he finishes up the level himself. Is it going to be the Battle of the Bones? It's a Death Cap mushroom, so slightly better than what Birdi is looking at right now. Not seeing anything particularly good from the vendor, though, so it's off to Cacti Canyon with Yom as well.
I wonder if they both runners are going to be going for the red chest in the middle, where they both died last time, I believe? Maybe even twice? I don't remember. That loot for Birdi is going to be necessary since he can't get the vendor after every single run.
Yeah. And as far as Death Cap Mushroom goes, like, how much time is Yom going to save as he moves through here? Because, of course, it's not the speed increase that a Swiftness boot would give him, but it does make you run a little bit faster.
It's around 2 seconds every minute, so it's not a good speed increase. It's not like... The speed potion that Birdi got right now is, like, 3 or 4 times faster than just getting the Death Cap. But the Death Cap is really good at combat, too. So he's probably going to save around 10 or 12 seconds per minute, like in this level especially. So the Death Caps are a much better item to get. He will definitely come back the 45 seconds with just having the mushroom.
And to clarify for some folks in the chat who were asking earlier, you'll notice the Vindicators chasing Yom, the guys with the axes. If this was the most current patch of the game, they would already have hit him a whole lot. The fact that they kind of stumble behind him and they wait to hit him until they can stand still is basically the reason runners run the game on this patch at all.
Yeah, Yom would be dead right now. He would have to turn around and fight them all. On 1.7, the dog's a lot better because he can just distract them. So... there is legitimate tasty bone strats. Like, all pet percent is good in 1.7.
Mm-hmm.
I think Yom didn't go for the red chest in the middle this time, saving him even more time over Birdi.
Yeah, you can usually tell if anybody's gone for that chest because they haven't taken a death yet.
Yeah.
In this case, is this the bad beacon pattern? I think it is, right? Because it's the one with... one beacon sort of over in the water.
Yeah, this is the bad beacon pattern. It takes, like, I don't know how many more seconds, probably around 7 or 5. And you also just don't get a chest. So it's slower and you get less loot. It's not what you want to find.
And there's only 2 different patterns that can generate here. So, of course, yeah, a chance of getting one or the other.
Ooh, Birdi almost taking a death here. Dying at the end of the beacons loses around 30 seconds, so... if there's any place you don't want to die in the game, it's right here, right now.
Yeah, it's a rough spot. Basically, anytime you see the objective marker stop on the screen, that's an area where your character can respawn from. So, yeah, if you see the objective marker still somewhere Birdi needs to reach, then if he dies before that, he has to go and reset back where the last objective marker ended. So it's, yeah, a little bit rough walking all the way from the beginning of the beacons, even though you've lit them all.
Okay, ooh, Yom gets a unique Guardian Bow. I haven't seen that one in a while. And he also triggered the unique horse, so...
What does the Guardian Bow do? Do you remember?
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I don't recall that exact item, so, yeah. Trying to read what it says. Supercharged attacks. Okay, yeah, so he's got...
okay.
A little bit of extra attack power if he holds down for longer, which he obviously doesn't want to do too much, but if he can one-shot those husks, which are the more tanky enemies,
damage. Wow.
Yeah, that's potentially a really good drop for him. Also increases his power level as well. Uniques are typically going to have a slightly higher power level than standard loot, I think, so that's going to potentially mean he gets better items on future levels and at the vendor, which means he'll be better set up going into the final levels.
Yeah, the bow doing 77 damage is a ton. Enemies have like 20 health in this level, so he can kill anything. He can kill anything at all if he just charges up. That's gonna be really good on the Desert Temple boss.
LBV in the chat is saying that they'd love to see pets-only runs for science. Can I interest you in B%?
Oh god, we've done pets only runs and they are not fun.
Yeah,
it's so slow, but yeah, if you want to do it, go for it. There's like 7 pets in the game. There's like bees,
yeah, there's quite a lot.
There's iron golems. There's soul pets now. They have bats, like we said, in armor.
If you
There's a
complete
lot.
the secret level on one of the more recent patches, I'm not sure what patch they added this item, but you can get enchanted grass, which
Yeah.
basically spawns a randomly colored sheep that has like a 33% chance of spawning, and each one gives you different stuff. So I think one of them debuffs enemies, one of them gives you an attack aura, and the other one gives you a speed aura or something. I'm not sure if it's speed or not, but
Yeah, I think one is speed. We don't really use that one too much because it's after we beat the game.
yeah, so it's not the kind of thing that you're going to start the game with at all, but
It's a fun concept. It's really cool. I wish we could use it more.
I was able to stream with one of the developers at one point, and she said this was that was like their her favorite artifact, or like just the really weird stuff like that was some of her favorite stuff in the game.
Yeah, just like the kind of how like they can be enchanted like sheeps and cows on levels instead
Yeah.
of like enchanted enemies. That's pretty fun. How you just see like cows pulse like gravity with fire around them.
Yeah, yeah. Cows can actually deal a lot of damage to you in this game, even though they are not physical attackers in the slightest.
And I think in patch 1.4 they made it so like if we would kill the enchanted cows, they have an increased drop rate, so we can just get like good loot from just killing cows.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he even has a llama now. Or did he get that before? I don't know.
I think he might have got that from the end of level in Cacti Canyon. I don't think he got anything good from the vendor, so he is, hoping to get a torment from... I think there are 5 chances to get it in Desert Temple. Shout out to Cookie in the chat mentioning that earlier.
Yep. Yeah, there's 5 chances. We haven't seen a single obsidian chest yet, and that's usually where people get it, because that would be like at the start of the game or the start of the level where you can get all the souls built up for the ambush and the final boss.
So right now, both players pretty much neck and neck, I think, in terms of pace. I think because Birdi didn't have to check the vendor, he saved a couple of seconds at camp, and they both entered the level around 10-20. So yeah, they are pretty much neck and neck right now. And that's a pretty decent key room as well. Looks like nothing too much to worry about in terms of ambushing mobs. Yon picking up a Shadow Brew just for safety there, and a nice clean exit.
Yeah, it looks like Birdie's doing the exact same way. He did stop and shoot once, but it should be fine. Shouldn't lose the key. Oh, he did lose the key. He just looks a little bit more rough than Yams did. He still got out just fine, though.
And for the third of our 3 runs here, we do not get the obsidian chest. That is unbelievable. Yon picking up a Thief Armor with Swiftfoot, though, so you're going to see him increase a little bit of speed here. Remember, Birdi not really working with any speed artifacts, just has the Swift-footed armor right now.
Ooh, he got a short bow. If the short bow has accelerate, that could be really good and save him some more time. It looks like Yam is slowly pulling ahead right now, unless the pig artifact is good.
And that's a boot of swiftness for Birdi. So Birdi definitely going to start to close the gap here, because that is going to be faster for him than the death gap is.
I didn't see what Yam got from killing the pig. I don't know what he got.
Yeah, I didn't see either. I don't know if it was anything good. It doesn't look like anything he's equipped right now.
Yeah, I think, well, he's got that charge bow still. It's a 77 damage, so he should be fine for the boss.
Looks like he got a glaive, I think.
Oh, level 10. That's good. Yeah, I think they got to the ambush at almost the exact same time, so it's neck and neck.
You'll see the different approaches here. Yom finishing them all off with the glaive. Birdi obviously using that short bow to his advantage. Doesn't look like it has accelerate on it yet, if at all, but still a faster weapon to fight with than your average bow.
Ooh, Birdi picks up a soul knife. Level 1. Not what you want to see, but it's still a soul knife.
Yeah, still able to one-shot some of those zombies.
No, the death cap that Yam has really shows how it's good right here. It just doubles your attack speed for a few seconds, while Birdi has to like stay back and snipe these enemies.
Yep, Yom clearing the ambush, absolutely wrecking those last few skeletons, and yeah, Birdi getting cornered by the skeleton vanguard there.
So we've We've done 3 out of 4 chances of getting a Torment Quiver so far. Birdie has 1 boot from it, which is exactly what he wanted. So he can get either a boot or a Torment from the pig and the boss.
That is shock powder and spider armor for Yom, so it looks like he isn't gonna pick up a Torment Quiver until the boss or the end of the level.
Yeah. Birdie can have a good chance of getting a Torment, I think. He's got one every single run of the tournament, so I couldn't see it not happening.
Gets a glaive from that pig, though, and remember, anything that Yom picks up in terms of uniques and stuff is all going to potentially be scrap for emeralds that he can trade in at the vendor. So if that spider armor isn't what he wants, which it doesn't look like it has anything too useful right now, he can just scrap that completely and will get a lot of emeralds for it. So if there's anything he wants, even from the luxury vendor, he will hopefully be able to get something.
Yeah, Yom is doing a great job of just killing the boss right now, a little bit faster than Birdie because he's got the mushroom. And his pets are doing pretty good. We have the dog on the right side with the soul buddy, and then we have the llama on the left side with Yom. Just pets doing damage all around.
Yeah, taking a death there, but Birdie just kind of hanging back and taking out the skeletons in the meantime, and that's Yom clearing Nameless. One looks like a little bit faster than Birdie is able to do it, but once again, the short bow working for Birdie pretty well.
A level 11 soul knife, that's really good. Prayer does 44 damage, so it's able to one-tap, well actually not one-tap the enemies in high block halls. But he can get him souls faster if he gets the Torment Quiver.
An Eternal Knife for Birdie looks like it's lower level than what he's got already. It's a level 7, but
once again, the Arch Illager is thwarted.
I'm not sure what the difference is between that one and I think Truth Seeker is the really good one, the one that's like got a lot of range.
Yeah, Truth Seeker is the bigger one with more range, and it does, every time you hit someone, it has committed, so it just does more and more damage.
Yom with the end of level Torment, there it is.
Wow, that's big. That's big for Yom. I bet
Also
Birdie
picking up
did too.
Also picking up a light feather from the vendor, so that's pretty much everything he wants for endgame. Except maybe just some high level gear, maybe a slightly better bow, looking for the scatter.
So Birdie needs boots or a Torment right now. Gets the boots. This is the first run where Birdie actually can't even get the Torment anymore. So the only run he didn't get it in, out of like 6, maybe 8? I think 6 runs.
And how do you think the speed advantage here is going to work for him if he can't one-shot some of these bosses?
He's definitely going to be faster than Yom, so he's definitely going to save time just running around moving, but I don't think his gear is good enough to make up the one-shot time, so he's going to have to find some better gear throughout the levels, maybe just high-level fireworks, or in high block halls. It's going to come down to high block halls the time, all of it. It's whoever gets, you can get a firework in this level, and you can do the infinite torment strategy. You can do that with the firework as well. So if Birdie gets an infinite firework and a scatter bow in high block, he should be able to come back, but he's just going to be slightly behind Yom.
You'll also see that with the flame quiver as well, although I don't know how useful the flame quiver really is, and you probably won't be able to get that until I think Redstone Mine. I forget exactly where it shows up, but yeah, it won't be as useful as a Torment Quiver by any means.
Yeah, we get Flaming Quiver almost all the time in Fiery Forge, I think. Yeah. And it's really good in the current patch of the game because they added like more damage to it, but this is the non-buffed version of it, so it's just, it lights him on fire a little bit. It does like 2 or 3 extra damage per second, which it's okay at that.
Yeah.
You also have to do the glitch while you're using it, so it's normally not worth your time doing it. You can see Birdie is now catching up. He's just right behind where Yom was.
Yeah, getting on these second villages. There's a couple of quick run around the room and tag all of these things objectives, and then it's off to the boss room, which you'll see Yom just getting ready to deal with here. Putting Dynamo on his Guardian Bow as well, and there we go, insta-killing the Redstone Golem, which Birdie is now going to have to deal with a little bit more slowly.
Yeah, Birdie was actually 10 seconds ahead of Yom going into because of the stream delay and the load times. So they should leave at almost the exact same time. We'll see whenever they fight the boss. So 1840s when Yam left.
And once again, Yom running 1.5, which is, I think, the only patch you said that standing right up close to the redstone golem actually stops it from attacking you, or stops him from being able to hit you at least.
Yeah, yeah. If Birdi would have done that, he would have saved like 3 or 4 seconds, maybe 5. But yeah, it's that patch also has like some bad things we don't like to use. It
Yeah.
looks like Birdi is 8 seconds behind from that boss fight.
Yeah, 1848 the time back to camp, so... Picking up a corrupted beacon, and I think choosing it just because it's a higher level than the tasty bone. He doesn't really need the dog for anything anymore. It's not really going to be able to deal that much damage to stuff in these later levels where you're playing on a higher difficulty and enemies just have more HP.
This is, until the boss, this is where Birdi's going to catch up. This level is a massive straight stretch. If you don't have speed in this level, it will be apparent, extremely apparent. Birdi will probably be like 30 or 20 seconds ahead of Yam, if more, because I think Yam already took a death, looks like.
Yeah, Yom rolled into the lava at the end here and then got stuck on one of these pillars and surrounded by crossbows. So he had no health potion and wasn't really able to get himself out of there in time. Unfortunate, but it's probably not going to stop him.
So Birdi's speed is saving him a little bit. It's just the boss fight, he's going to lose a ton of time by not instantaneously killing the boss. He should just do that next time he can. Looking like Yam is coming up with the cores now. Let's see how good they are. I have like some construction going on in the background across my street. I don't know if you can hear it a little bit.
No, it's all good. I think the game audio, if nothing else, is probably blocking most of that.
All right, good.
So Birdi taking a death there before reaching the cores, it looks like. So Yom is going into this core section a little bit ahead, but I think Birdi is still only a couple of seconds behind and is potentially going to be able to close the gap just by virtue of how fast he's moving.
Yeah, speed is the biggest thing in this level. These cores are really bad. That's just going to give more time for Birdi to catch up. So it looks like Yam he still has to collect more souls to get the Torment Quiver up. He needs about 15 more, it looks like. Ooh, he's killing the pig too. He gets a Cutlass and a Mercenary Armor, which could be an upgrade if it has Swiftfoot.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good armor. That's the one that has damage reduction and I believe 20% extra melee damage.
And really keeping that dynamo going, blazing through this level. Obviously, dynamo as an ability that activates basically and stacks every time you roll, and with runners rolling a lot to activate Swiftfoot as they go, you're going to see pretty high dynamo numbers until he takes a death, which is unfortunately what happened right there.
Did he use his souls? No, okay, good.
No, he didn't. Yeah, luckily he didn't lose Torment, and he's keeping that until he meets the boss room, it looks like.
Yeah, if he would have activated his Torment Quiver and died there, he would have lost the souls and had to kill 15 or 30 more enemies again to activate this.
There we go, gets a Renegade Armor from the Redstone Monstrosity. Birdi doing a really good job avoiding projectiles here because he is on very, very low HP, and yeah, just couldn't avoid it stepping into that large group of enemies. But yeah, for a while there, he was dodging around on low health with no sign of a potion and was doing remarkably well.
Yeah, Birdi's big chance of coming back was hopefully just not dying, but he's already taken 2 deaths right now, and the fight's gonna go around 40 seconds slower, maybe, than Yam's, so he's got some time to catch up. Like, he's gonna have to play high block really well.
And this is where the the speed that he had throughout the level is going to be brought to a dead stop by the Redstone Monstrosity and just the sheer amount of health that it has. Yom picking up a Soul Knife and figuring out what gear he's got going into high block halls.
Yeah, high block again is going to be the main deciding factor. If we have Key or Ambush, Key's going to be probably better for Birdi, I think. He could just run by it faster and not have to worry about combat. Ambush would help Yum extend his lead some more. Getting that scatter. You can still get firework in this level on the pig and the obsidian chest, so Birdi can still get the infinite scatter combo with Dynamo on it. That also can just insta-kill, so he doesn't need Toyment exactly. Oh, I think it's the skippable ambush, which is it's the best case scenario just for Yom, and it's terrible for Birdi because Yom has the feather, which you can only get during the vendor strat, which it's faster than Key and the standard ambush. This usually takes about 7 seconds if done like perfectly. I think he has like a weird way of doing it, so he can just jump right through the gate.
Yep, there we go. That's the first time we've actually seen that in this tournament. I think we saw Remortals attempt it in the previous run, and his opponent didn't. But yeah, looks like Yom has made it, and that's skipped once again. Like the minute and a half that you're probably going to spend fighting mobs in that ambush.
Yeah, that's a minute and a half, if not a little bit more, if he would have done it like flawlessly.
I think Birdi may have just messed up the return to camp because it looked like he re-entered Fiery Forge and has now gone back to the main menu, so I'm not certain quite what's going on there. Oh no, he's going to high block. Maybe he just ended up quitting the level weirdly or something.
Return to menu instead of return to camp. Yeah. That should only lose like 4 or 5 seconds.
Right, okay, so it doesn't cancel him having completed the level, it just meant that he clicked on the wrong menu option.
He just clicked the wrong menu. That only was like a 5-second loss. Not that big of a deal.
There we go.
If he clicks, you can mess that up and make so you have to do the entire level over again, and it only saves a few seconds, so messing that up would be the end of the run. But luckily, he only messed it up in the best way possible, I would say.
Yeah, conceivably the best way that could have gone. But yeah, Birdi now making his way to the ambush as well, and without the feather, obviously is going to have to probably stand his ground and fight. Meanwhile, Yom already blazing his way through the buffet.
Yeah, if Yom doesn't game over, it looks like he's got a clear advantage here. There's always opportunities of, infinite firework scatters. Even for Yom, he can get a heart bow and just make the rest of it just very easy. Yom having 3 lives left and Birdi having, I think, 3 as well, but he has to take the fight. So he might lose some there.
Looks like an elite power bow from the obsidian chest for Yom, which is not necessarily the greatest thing in itself. It could have been a heart crossbow or something. It could have been the mace, yeah. So to be fair, it's potentially, if it's got some good enchantments, it might be worthwhile. But in the meantime, he's got the Torment Dynamo, so that's really all he will need going into this last ambush fight here in High Block Halls.
Yeah, we can always pick up a scatter bow in any of the fights, so anytime Birdi's killing an enemy, there's like a 1 in 100 chance it drops a weapon, and if that weapon is a scatter bow, it could help him out tremendously, but probably not enough to catch up to Yom at this point.
Yeah, Yom choosing to line up the enemies there and Torment Dynamo a whole wave in one go, more or less, which was pretty good use of enemy manipulation. Birdi still on the previous ambush, although it looks like close to clearing it at this stage. Looking for maybe an enemy has gone out of bounds. Oh yeah, there's one crossbowman still over there waiting for the next wave to spawn. And the waves will, I guess, like mercy spawn after a while. So like if you're taking too long with the previous wave, then some of the other enemies can still spawn anyway. But yeah, occasionally one straggler enemy will just be left over there, which can be a bit of a pain, just losing time finding it.
The reason why the ambush that Birdi just did took so long is even if you kill them the second they spawn with an insta-kill, they still won't all spawn until like a minute and a half has spawned. So no matter what, you have to sit along and wait. You don't even have to kill them, you can just kill them all at the end, and it would take just as much time as killing them throughout the entire run.
Meanwhile, Yom has had a couple of close calls here, but still using the Torment Quiver to his advantage, taking out a lot of guards in one go. You can see that does 1,200 per hit on some of those guys, which is not the kind of damage you should be seeing until you're on Apocalypse level difficulty.
He gets the scatter now, so now he can do the infinite trick.
Yes, absolutely. He's looking pretty well set up to go into Obsidian Pinnacle. I think this is the last wave, or maybe the penultimate wave of this ambush. Birdi's still making his way through the sewers.
I think Birdi did get a firework. It's probably level like 14, 15. But I think it's too late for him almost. Unless Yom game overs here, it should just be all Yom from now on.
And still having a difficult time, mostly because of those enchanted enemies. And yep, he does take a death, but he is still looking at a couple of respawns if he needs them. So not on last chance yet, and a pretty easy final clear of this wave.
Yeah, he still has the Infinite Torment in his back pocket, so he can still keep just firing and firing. This might be the last wave.
Yep, looks like it is. He is off to Obsidian Pinnacle, and Birdi now making his way to the throne room.
The Arch-Illager escaped to the ramparts. Press
Yom
on.
leaving around
You must
29
let
minutes.
them get away.
So once again, the on-screen time does have a bit of a discrepancy just because of load times and a little bit of stream delay. So, Birdi on last chance now in high block, and it not looking particularly great for Birdi at this stage. Has the speed, but doesn't necessarily have the attack power and the defense.
Yeah, it looks like there is like a 45, 50 second discrepancy like you were saying before. So he's behind, but I don't think he can come back with the gear he has. He's got 2 fireworks, which is, it's really good if he has a scatter. He can come back he can save some time, but it's looking all Yom still.
Yeah.
There's not much you could do from here.
Yeah, Yom very easily building up the souls he needs for the Infinite Torment glitch, so he is now able to use that on basically whatever he wants. Doesn't have Dynamo with it, so he's not insta-killing absolutely everything, but the Torment Quiver is such a powerful artifact to begin with that if you can use it infinitely, you are pretty much guaranteed to breeze through this level.
Yeah. As long as Yom doesn't take any like horrendous deaths, he should be fine. Most of he's got the tournament built up. He did at the start of the level, so there's no way he can die. Ooh, a lot of enemies.
Looks like we have another skippable ambush section. There is one, I think, one orientation where this ambush isn't skippable, but yeah, we get to see him practice the angle that he's maybe a little bit more familiar with.
Yeah.
And once again, as long as he can make it to this objective marker and roll off the side, he's good. Can continue walking along here if there's a way he can get back onto the platform nice and easily.
Yeah, there's a 50% chance that we get skippable orientation. So we've gotten lucky and I think we've got it every time? No, I think the first time we didn't get it. But it's just a little bit more skill. You can see these like specific angles that we can jump onto and stuff like that. So we can just save a little bit more few seconds. I think the ambush takes 30 to 20 seconds depending on how fast you do it. That's one of those like really quick ambushes you can do.
And now we can see Birdi has definitely lost a fair bit of time. We saw Yom hitting the 30-minute mark during one of the early platforms on Obsidian Pinnacle, and Birdi already, I'd say, like at least a minute behind here just because of how long this combat is taking.
Yeah, Yom actually hits the YOLO jump with the feather, which I have never seen the YOLO with the feather before. The YOLO is the jump we call it hall skip, where he just jumps from over the door, where we skip the whole underground section that he's walking over right now. So he just skips that, saves around like 15 to 6 seconds depending on the seed. And he just did it flawlessly first try without slowing down. I've only done that in a few patches this time, but it's harder than it looks.
Yeah, missing that hallway also allows you to skip a couple of pretty powerful enemies. There's usually an Evoker and a Redstone Golem waiting in there, which, aren't that difficult to get around, but occasionally just like weird level geometry and a couple of, mobs standing in the wrong place can block you, and it's going to waste a little bit of time. At this point, Yom is set up to take care of basically anything he wants to kill, including himself, apparently, taking I think a roll death off of there. Like, he died from full damage rolling down those steps, unless maybe one of those crossbows hit him close up. But
that's exactly what happened. The fall damage killed him.
Either way, he still has 3 lives left and is able to head up the stairs to take on the final boss. So, looks like round 3 is going to Yom at this stage.
Yeah, sadly for Birdi, his high block took way too long. His gear just wasn't what he needed to. He didn't have feathers, so he lost probably over a minute and a half on Yom, realistically, because he had bad gear as well. Yom getting the feather and just getting the torment really just set him up for victory this game. And that's the boss.
There it is. And that is a 33.04 for Yom. I'm pretty sure that's his best time so far. I think the last one was 33.20, so Yom improving on last time. I'm pretty sure that's his best time so far. I think the last one was 33.20, so...
All right, we are calling that one for Yom.
There it is. 33.04 the final time, and yeah, it looks like with maybe 30 seconds left to reach that, Birdi is not going to make it to the final boss. So congratulations.
Oh my god.
No,
No, he's still in City and Pinnacle. Yeah.
GG's, man.
Torment?
Torment, Feather for the skip, Swiftfoot.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
we were lamenting the fact that Birdi hadn't gone for vendor strats basically the entire time because when when Foot Cream was like, looks like Birdi's not going to have any chances to get Torment now after leaving Desert Temple, chat was like, well, but well played either way. You guys both did fantastically well. So congratulations to Yom advancing to the final, and we'll play against the winner of our next matchup between Foot Cream and IMEC. In tomorrow's final. So Foot Cream and IMEC are going to be up next tonight, and I hope you guys in the chat are enjoying. But once again, round of applause, GG's in the chat for Yom and Birdi. Fantastic competitors. Yom making it through to the final.